All right, guys, it's coming. I got to tell you, part of what you have to do. Let's say if you want to create something new, which I believe is what's happening in the United States. Well, you have to tear down the old. You got to take down the statues. You got to change the past. You got to change what people conceive as what is normal. And one of it is our relationships with our parents and the terminologies that we use. Because if you create a new terminology, you can now attach what? New connotations, new images. Remember, a word is only used to bring up images within the mind. It has no actual basis in itself, only in the association that word has with our experiences. So we can now change the experiences. It's really a lot like this, guys. In the wild, nature will burn down an old-growth forest. It becomes old growth, which means it's much more flammable. It burns down. It clears the way for new growth to come in. Odds are good it may be similar growth to what was there before, but it'll get to go through the different stages, a meadow, and, all the way up until it's old growth again. You got to destroy what's already there to create something new to replace it with. It's kind of what we're seeing. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is going to get it's going to be almost impossible to have a conversation about your parents. I'm going to cover this. All right, so what do we have here? Senator to HHS Secretary. By the way, who's been under fire? I mean, really under fire. But anyways, this is great. Moms don't want to get a happy birthing person card. In other words, happy Mother's Day card. So to be a happy birthing person's day card, very long. Yeah, I kind of like, what's the matter with Mother's Day? And again, remember, there's an affection when you say mom and dad. There's an affection to it. Birthing person is so clinical that it kind of cuts that tie. Remember, you want to change the verbiage, which changes the meaning behind the word. So if you no longer have a mom, which is, again, generally there's an affection that goes with that. There's a bond that goes with that. And you want to change it to birthing person, well, you're going to be cutting that bond, aren't you? Joe Biden's pick to be Secretary of Health and Human Services Department, Xavier Becerra, close enough, largely was considered unqualified for the post by conservative and Republicans because of his financial devotion to Planned Parenthood. He's been criticized because multiple times he's refused to acknowledge that the U.S. has a law banning partial birth. Well, I'm not going to get into that. He stumbled with that concept multiple times in appearances before Congress in just the last few days, even though he voted against the law when he was in Congress. Well, times change. People are allowed to change their mind, and especially if you're going to go further left. Now it appears he can't say mom or mother and can't explain why federal legislation language has been changed to call those people birthing people. He's birthing. Again, so if I say my birthing parent, and they're going to say, well, which one? I mean, are we going to need to now specify? Because we can't say father or mother also, right? Because that's gender specific. Are we going to have to say my birthing parent with a penis? My birthing parent with a vagina? Come on. I wonder if you're even going to be allowed to say that. Is that gender specific? Well, yes, because they have it. Well, not if they're transgender. It's so confusing. Anyways, almost as if that's the way it's meant to be. The issue was raised by Senator Jim Langford, who pointed out moms may be offended by being called birthing people. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It doesn't fit in the social justice warrior agenda. I also noticed you changed the term in your budget work. You shifted in places from using the term mother to birthing people rather than mother. Can you help me get a good definition of birthing people? I like this. This was good. You guys are going to like this. Becerra wasn't able to complete his sentence, saying, I'll check on the language there, but I think if we're talking about those who give birth, I think we're talking about, well, he can't say mom. He trailed off. He tried again. I don't know how else to explain it to you other than Let's trail off again. Once again, the word mom escaped him. Eventually, he was able to get out. Senator, I'll go back and take a look at the terminology that was used, and I can't back to you. But again, we're trying to be precise in the language that's used. Yes, the science. Well, precision in the language is almost a science in itself, is it not? Are we not going back to science rules? Days ago, Deputy Director, Langford responded, Mom's a pretty good word. That worked for a while, and I think that's pretty precise. Anyways, it's continuing, people. Expect it to continue more. I just wanted to make you guys aware of this. This is ridiculous.